Hey there, friends. How's it going? Richard here, coming at you. I want to share. It's something that I've been using recently, a new tool to improve and speed up my workflow. If you're a business owner, a growing business owner, whether it's a small, like a local business, a service-based business, maybe you got something going online. There's lots of things that could occupy your time and attention to grow the business. You've got social media, you've got paid ads. One of the things that I've really been leaning into in the last several weeks and months has been SEO, like just building out blog posts for my businesses. And the reason is like there's so much ROI on it. Once you put out a blog post, I mean, you can update it and refresh it, but it lives there. And over time, it grows and grows and grows. One of the challenges that I found that I've had in the past, and I'm sure that many business owners like yourself, that you come into is like finding the time to create an article, right? I've shared it before in another video, maybe I'll put the link up somewhere here, is that you've got to do keyword research or topic research. Then there's some kind of content ideation. What exactly am I going to do? And then finally, the content creation. So in this video, I want to share with you a tool that I've been using recently, Katalist.AI. And that's more on the third element of that, content creation. And so basically, it helps speed up that part of it, getting it, like once you figure out what you're going to do, speeding that process up. So just to jump back, again, there's lots of different I guess we can dive into each one of those elements more deeply. This video is not about that. If you're going to start on blog posts, right, you probably know first, what am I going to write this blog post about, right? What's the keyword topic or query that I'm responding to? And that's going to be your keyword or topic research. Then you got to figure out what exactly is the modality in which I'm going to answer that or create content around it. It could be a blog post, it could be a video. We're not here to really discuss that. In this video, I'm talking about, let's say you have a blog, you want to get more traffic to your website. That's what blog articles do for your website. So then finally, we're going to jump to the third part of it, which is the content creation. And I've been using AI SEO tools to generate content because it really speeds up, increases the publishing velocity, which is important as a solopreneur, as a small team. Like, you've got a lot on your plate. And so if you can use tools to speed that up, speed is incredibly powerful in growing your business. So I've been leaning into AI tools more and more to help me speed. Again, publishing velocity is what really matters for me right now. There's elements, human elements, that you want to review your work and whatnot, but I think really using AI tools helps a solopreneur or small teams compete with larger teams or larger businesses with like departments of writers and whatnot. So that's what we're going to look into today. So hopping back into Catalyst. So let's say at this point we're talking about blog articles. You figured out what's the keyword you're writing about. You figured out it's going to be a blog article and like what exactly you're going to do. And let's say, so for instance, me with keyword research, I always start off here with Writer's End. I also use another tool. This is my tool of choice to use for keyword research, topic research. Reason is they charge, I got it for a lifetime deal. I think they still offer like a lifetime deal. So you pay once, you get lifetime access to it, plus updates. As you can see, $405 for their max plan right now. So pay once, done with it. There are other tools available. I'm not going to say that they're bad or good, neither here nor there, but I use Writer's End. Another tool that I like to use is Answer the Public. Same kind of thing. It just gives you ideas for keywords and topics to write about. So once we've selected our topic, keyword, then we're going to jump to content ideation. Again, what's the medium that we're creating the content? It could be video, it could be blog, it could be music, it could be a podcast, whatever it could be, right? But for our purposes and in this video, we're going to talk about creating a text-based blog post, right? Something that you post on your blog, and then hopefully Google picks it up and starts showing it out. So then once we have that figured out, the third thing is going to be content creation. And this is where I think a lot of business owners, myself included for a real long time, we get stuck. And the reason is like to sit down and create a blog article, right? A 1,000-word article, 2,000-word article from scratch is super, super challenging. but thankfully AI tools, that's where they really help to increase the publishing velocity. So I'm gonna hop in here now. This is the dashboard for a tool that I've been using more and more and more. KW Hero. I got it off a lifetime deal on AppSumo. I think they're still on there. You can check appsumo.com if you want to see if they are on there. Otherwise, I'll put my link. It is an affiliate link, so if you do sign up for an account, I get a small commission. Doesn't change what you pay, but hey, helps to make these videos. So pretty cool stuff. Reason that, look, there's a ton of tools. I have other tools like this. Phrase is another one. Market Muse. There's Surfer SEO. Heck, you can just use ChatGPT, right? Or some Google Gemini, Microsoft Bar, or it's Microsoft again, Copilot at this point. I don't know what it's but you can use any number of AI generative tools. The reason why I've been using KW Hero is because the articles that the tool puts out has been for me the most like publish ready, the most readable. A lot of AI tools publish content, but it sounds very you can tell like right away. KW Hero, I think, has done a good job of making articles or the scripts they run in the background to make these articles like publication ready. I still, whatever they output, I still give it a review. I still edit it to make sure it sounds like what I want it to sound like, but for the most part, right out of the box, the content that it creates, in theory, you could just like publish it, right? So that's why I like using KW Hero. Again, dropping a link down below in description. If you want to sign up for an account, thank you in advance. It is an affiliate link, and I'll probably get a small cut off of your whatever account you end up getting. So inside of KW Hero, once we have our keyword, heck, if you want to use KW Hero, there is like a baked-in keyword research tool. I don't really use it. I don't think Writer's End for me is much more powerful. Answer the Public is much more powerful. But let's say you did want to use this, and we're going to just use a keyword of, let's say baseball. I don't know, it is baseball season. So whatever keyword you're using to create your content, right? Or let's say, actually, I was thinking about this before. I should have written it down. Let's say that you're a coach, right? You're an executive coach, and you want to, let's do like mindset shift exercise. Right? Let's just do that. Let's pretend that we have a personal service business. Maybe you have a location, maybe you don't, maybe you're pure virtual, but you just do like mindset coaching. I wouldn't worry necessarily here about that there being no volume. The KW Hero research keyword tool is not that fully built out yet. That's why I like using Writer's End as opposed to it. But let's say we want an article for this topic, mindset shift exercises, right? So what I'll usually do is come in here, KW Hero, content creation, have KW Hero create an article. Let's just say whatever tool you end up using, Phrase, Surfer SEO, Neuron Writer, whatever, Market Muse, you have an article at this point, right? It could be a 1,000-word article, 1,500-word article. Now the next step after that. So far, like everything, we've kind of used AI. We used Writer's End or some type of tool to figure out what keyword we're using. We used, we kind of decided like we're going to use a blog article as a medium, so content ideation, what it's about. Then content creation, we've used AI, some kind of AI tool to create the article. So far, we've accelerated our time to creation. Great publishing velocity again. Now the next thing is you don't want to have like a block of text, right? If you go to ChatGPT or whatever, Google Gemini, and have it create an article, it's just text. And what you could do, one option is if you want to like make it a more rich experience for the reader, one of the easiest way to do that is to add pictures, right? You want to add links if possible. You want to do like have citations and date, whatever the case is, but making it a little more readable. Think about your own reading experience. You want to have like an article with some images. And so what you could do is go to like a royalty-free library, Unsplash or Pexels. There's a couple of them, and you can go get like royalty-free stock images, right? Or you can pay for stock images. Do that. That's option number one. Option number two, which I was doing for a little while, is use an AI tool to then create the images. The challenge that I found with that though is that I had to go and like go into a tool, create a prompt, right? Have a tool create a prompt, and then take that prompt, copy and paste into like the image generation tool, and then an image, right? So it's like it added more work. It still was fast, but added more work. Is there a way possible to shorten the work involved to create the images? And that's where Katalist.AI. What Katalist does, they position it as, again, creating visual stories with basically a storyboard. You get Katalist.AI stories or like scene descriptions, and it'll generate these images for you. They have like a stable of characters, so that's why they keep the characters consistent image to image to image, which is really cool because it's one of the hardest things to do using generative AI tools, right? If you try to use like an AI tool to generate images, to keep the characters consistent from one image to the next, to the next, to the next, is super challenging. So what Katalist.AI has done is that they've created a stable of characters, and they're able to use the same character image to image to image, which is great for like a blog post, because as you're weaving, as the reader's going through your blog post, it could be again a funny story, it could be a recipe, it could be a description of like a service. I've used this for my like bankruptcy blog articles, right? The path a potential debtor takes from receiving like a wage garnishment notice, to meeting with an attorney, to filing their case, to appearing in court. All those are distinct images, which is great if you can create consistency through those images. That's where Katalist.AI has really like shown up for me. So I want to hop in here now and just show you pricing wise. So it was on AppSumo. That's how I came across this, but you can sign up for a free trial to see what that works for you. Otherwise, $39 a month will get you this. So let's see if it's worth it for you to spend $39 a month to improve or speed up your blog creation process. So in here, we're going to create a project, right? So I said mindset shift exercises. Okay. And they offer these two art styles. I think there's in the roadmap, they want to add more, they want a potential video, but right now you have black and white sketches or like real images. So for our purposes, I want to see real images. Let's do that. And I'm going to use the 16:9 landscape on this. Again, depending on what medium you're using, you could change it up. So we're going to create that. So the next thing is you have to like provide it with the storyboard framework. You can either create an empty project and it'll help you start from scratch, help me draft a script, or import like the scenes from here. Now, what I like to do, and this is where AI really helps out a lot, when I generate an article here in KW, you know what, let me just go to an okay. So I'm gonna go here. Disregard those images for a moment. Let's just say that I created an article. Right? Or better yet, let's go from scratch. Let's see, Google Gemini. All right, art is now Gemini. Got it. Okay. So the commands menu, write a blog article about the keyword. Again, this is not the way you'd want to do it, but just to show you how to use keyword mindset shift exercises. Just have it write it. Again, it doesn't matter what tool. I prefer KW Hero. I prefer phrase. Okay. Didn't work. Okay. So let's just say you created an article inside of KW Hero, right? So you have all this text, right? So for the time being, again, forget those images because I inserted those after. What I like to do now is take that whole thing. I use a tool called Voila, which is like an AI tool that connects to ChatGPT. There are a couple of other AI tools, like AI helper or assistants. You can use whichever one you want, but I'll usually go to Voila and say, it'll pop, hopefully it pops up here, you can see this on the screen. I'll just say, actually let me do this because I have it saved as a shortcut. Using the selected text, create a script that includes several different scenes and images to visually share the article in a story. So that's the prompt I'll give the AI tool. And then just hit, again, you can use whatever AI tool. I found that Voila is very good for this. Okay, give it a minute or two, and then this is what you end up with. So check this out. We have here the prompt for the image, right? A modern digital interface, blah, blah, blah. Now, what we could do is we go to, I'll use Excel, blank workbook. And then we're gonna take these, where am I here? Take our image prompts and just paste it to visual representation of a happy customer reason, blah. So as you can see, what it did, and the prompt created this prompt into Voila, using the selected text, create a script that includes several different scenes, ended up creating multiple image prompts for us to use in some other generative AI tool to create images. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this, all right, let's just do 3. I don't wanna go too crazy and waste too much time in this video. You can go however many you want, right? 8, 12, whatever it is. Let's just make this a little better, a little darker. We're gonna do Times New Roman, jada jada. And let me just file, save as, Catalyst example. And I'm gonna save it as a CSV file, save it. Okay, you can go through, now, using these prompts, for instance, we could go to another AI tool and just create the images one by one, boom. Modern digital interface, put it into like a tool, create an image. Visual representation of a happy customer, boom, take that, put it in a tool, create images. We could do that. But what if we can create 8 to 10, let's say, images with consistent characters, consistent scenes? That's where it really shines. So actually, let me. I don't want to waste time in this video, but I'm going to do the whole thing. Reason is I want to show the consistency of the images produced. Right? If I do 2 or 3, that may be lucky. But I want to show you all of them so that you can see how it speeds it up. So again, so far we haven't done too much. What I would have done is probably the only thing I would have changed in this workflow so far to create a brand new article is I would have like taken 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, and reviewed, edited the AI content. But for purposes of the video, I'm not going to do that. But again, just add 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever, however long it takes you to manually edit the text so that you have an article that you are comfortable with publishing and it feels like you're actually providing some valuable information. Let's just do this last one. Copy. Well, now we're Gucci. Cool. So let's just take everything again, and we want to say, I'm just going to do this real quick. I want it black. I don't want anything there. Fine. Okay, I'm going to save that. So now we go to Catalyst, right? We have at this point, in theory, like the article, AI created it. If you use KW Hero, again, you got most of it. It's pretty ready to publish. You just want to clean it up, use your voice. So we're going to import the CSV. You said Catalyst example. Here's the script. Right? Again, if you want to spend more time on it or in the AI prompt, like include more of the context for better images, cool. But we just copied and pasted those like very simple image prompts in here. We're gonna import. Then you just sit and wait for a couple minutes, and then this is what you get. Like it's analyzing the script, creating prompts on the back end, and then creating these images. Okay, and we're done with the image processing. So as you can see, like this probably wasn't the best output I've gotten from this tool. Again, publishing velocity. If I wanted to use these, what is it, 11 images, like I could just go ahead and use them, right? Instead of having to spend the time doing it in multiple programs, copying, pasting prompt to here, to there. Now all you have to do with Catalyst is just download all these images, and then however you want to add them to your blog post, you can use whatever link, or you want to insert them into the blog post, your choice. But at this point, you've gotten your images, right? And that just helps with making your article that much more powerful. Now, if you want to change some aspects of these images, like for instance, if here, this article, right, we got like this image rather, these guys, they're all the same dude. I think what we can do is in this scene, edit, you can edit like some of the, oh God, what I just did, my mouse messed up. You can change the characters if you want in the totality of it, or individually you can change again, information about the image, the setting, the characters, what they're doing. Like for instance, if you want to eliminate 2 of these dudes, right, maybe you can describe them differently, because again, it is kind of weird they have 3 or 4 of the same guy. But notwithstanding, you can play around with the setting and who's here. If you don't care, right, you just want something to load up real quick and get it out in public, this is what you do. Like now you just download the images, include it in your article, right? The awesome thing about the tool that we use is that it tells us if we want to follow it line by line, in what headings or under what sections we're going to put each of those images, so that it matches the context of your reader is reading, right? If they see an image of, let's see, graph showing increased sales, impact on business growth, graph show. So this is like the image that frames what they're about to read, right? So it's about data, it's about like information. This is about someone using a loyalty program card. So the image informs or helps like to set the framework and context for what the reader is about to read, making the experience that much better. So this is the way I've been using Catalyst, just to speed up, again, publishing velocity for myself. I found it really helps, just to, you know, if I can save 20 minutes, half an hour to create more content, I'm gonna take it. And again, this images at the end of the day don't really, unless your website is, you know, already generating millions of visits a day or whatnot. Like if you're like me, a solopreneur who's just trying to get a website off the ground, the images probably don't matter to, like, people are gonna read it. They may say, wait, why are the three of the same guys here, right? This is weird. Or these two girls, the same twins, what's going on here? But again, it's just like getting it out, right? So if I can take these, add 11 images to my article, get it out there, really great. So it's really shortened my publishing schedule. It's cut out like about half an hour, because what I used to do is I would take these prompts, right? Do the same thing, like ask an AI tool to create image prompts, and then one by one take those image prompts into another tool, right? An image generation tool. There are a ton out there like that create images, Adobe, Generative.AI, whatever, and use each one of those prompts, create an image, and then download that image. Problem is, again, to have consistent characters, especially if you're telling like a story, is really cool to have inside this image. So that's why I think Katalist.AI, I'm relying it more and more for my blog creation. I think if you're someone who wants to increase your publishing velocity and also have like consistency in your visuals, this is such a great tool to have. Again, so the website is Katalist.AI. You can sign up for a free trial. You get like 50 credits. Otherwise, you $39 a month. You could check AppSumo, or maybe they're running it on some other platform for a lifetime deal. But otherwise, you're looking at $39 a month to just create lots of different things. And they do have a roadmap. Where's the roadmap? There is a roadmap available somewhere. But they want to add like video to it. Make it a lot. You can add your own images to then inform the setting, inform the character. So basically, if I can start uploading my image will be the one in all of the visuals, which is pretty cool stuff as well. So I'm excited to see where they take this tool. I'm excited because this tool has already saved me a ton of time to publish an article. So I'll put the link down below. This is not an affiliate link either. So I just think it's a really cool tool. Once you start playing around with it, it took me a while. I got it, and then I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to use it? And then once I started, let me just try it for a blog, it really cut out half an hour of time, 20 minutes, half an hour of time, which for me is huge when I'm trying to publish and have all the stuff that I have to do on a day-to-day basis. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, whatever is what you want to do. Drop the links again down to Catalyst. I'll drop it to my favorite, at least my current favorite, content creation tool or blog creation tool, which is WriterZen. Also drop the link to, the writing tool is KW Hero. The keyword research tool, WriterZen, which is a great tool. I'll also maybe drop in phrase, marketing, some of the other tools that I use from time to time. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you have any comments or thoughts, drop them in the description below or in the comments below. And otherwise, until next time, you take care, be well, bye for now.